Richard Bassett was Delaware's first senator. Well, technically his term started at the same time as the other inaugural senator, George Reed, but they were both late, and Bassett got there first, so Bassett gets to be number one. At any rate, he served in the Senate from March 4th, 1789 to March 3rd, 1793. Bassett was originally from Cecil County, Maryland, where his father was a tavern keeper who deserted the family not long after Richard was born. He moved to Delaware as an adult, setting up a law practice in Dover after studying and passing the bar in Philadelphia. Bassett was a delegate to the State Constitutional Convention in 1776 and then served in the state militia during the war. After the war, he served on the Delaware Legislative Council, basically an early version of the state Senate, alongside fellow future Senator George Reed. Both men were then sent to the Annapolis Convention in 1786, and when that failed, to the Philadelphia Convention in 1787. That one did not fail and resulted in the United States Constitution. After his time in the Senate, Bassett became Chief Justice of the Delaware Court of Common Pleas. He did that until 1799 when he was elected governor. In 1801, lame duck President John Adams appointed Bassett to a new federal judicial post created by the Judiciary Act of 1801. You learned about that in school. It was the whole midnight appointments thing. Once Adams was gone, new President Thomas Jefferson immediately set out to reverse Adams's handiwork, beginning a presidential tradition that continues to this day, and the Judiciary Act of 1802 abolished Bassett's position. So Bassett moved back to Cecil County, Maryland, where he eventually died in 1815. In terms of congressional descendants, Bassett has a bunch. You might have heard of the Bayards and the Claytons. His daughter Ann Bassett married James A. Bayard Sr., who became a congressman and senator. Through them, Bassett's grandsons were Senators James A. Bayard Jr. and Richard H. Bayard. His great-grandson was Senator Thomas F. Bayard Sr., and his great-great-grandson was Senator Thomas F. Bayard Jr. Bassett also had an adopted daughter named Rachel McCleary. She married Joshua Clayton, who became a senator, albeit briefly. Fun fact, Richard Bassett was 1 year younger than his new son-in-law. Through this union, Bassett was also a grandfather of sorts of Thomas Clayton, who became a congressman and senator.